What is going on, everyone? Scion's here with the Everyday Grind. I hope you've all had a fantastic week. Today, the big news on Thursday, June 17th, World of Warcraft Shadowlands announces patch 9.1 Chains of Domination dropping June 29th. Not even 2 weeks from now. I'm excited about it, but the big question still remains. Is the drought over? I think in the short term, that's a yes. And I'm thinking in the long term, that's a no. And there's an interview with Mike Preach with Ion Hazzikostas. And very early on in the interview, I don't think there's been enough chatter about what Ion was saying about what they've done with 9.1 and really where their focus is. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, if at any time you guys want to come in, you want to talk about it, you want to say, hey, Scions, I think you're wrong about 9.1. I think we're just where we need to be. Or you want to talk about other games or MMOs or whatever it is, come on in. I stream every day on Twitch except Thursday and Sunday. And please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. So here we go. Chains of Domination. Is the drought over? Let's go. So here's the interview with Mike Preach and Ion Hazzikostas, and something very peculiar is said in the first minute of this video, in this interview. And I didn't catch it the first time, but I caught it the second time. And I was just asking myself, what's going on here? So let's listen to what Mike and Ion had to say.
I did want to talk, first of all, like 9.0 has been such a long time, like comparative to other starter patches. But we did have Shadowlands delayed. 9.1, we don't have a release date yet.
But we do now.
To talk to that to get us started about any issues you guys have had with development or what's been happening over your side, just to fill us in a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that this is not the ideal release cadence for our content, for our
Agreed.
game. You know, I think we would prefer, frankly, to have. I prefer to be sitting here right now talking to you, announcing that Chains of Domination is coming out in just a couple weeks, and you have a bunch of new raid content to jump into and a new zone to explore and all the rest. But we've definitely been playing catch up a little bit. Lots of challenges just adapting to remote work and dealing with the pandemic as a whole.
You can't live on the pandemic forever. I understand that it was hard on a lot of companies, but other game companies are producing. You can't live on that forever, Ian. Let's move forward.
Shadowlands itself was a monumental effort last year, but that was also finishing a project that was already well underway. Chains of Domination represents the first thing that really will have been done from inception to completion entirely from our homes.
That's important.
That has its own unique set of
That's good hard work
that we're still working through. Thank everybody for their patience. We have an exciting slate of content planned after this, and
there it is. We have an exciting slate of content after this. So 9.1, they gave us a raid. Okay. They gave us a new mega dungeon. Okay. They gave us some new dailies. They've unlocked flying and that kind of stuff and riding in the maw. That's it. That's all there is. I'm not saying that that's not a lot of content, but it's really not a lot of content. If you're the casual player and you're not in a guild doing raids, or you can't get into a Mythic Plus at a higher level, or you can't even time a key because maybe you don't have the skill set, you're a casual player, which is most of the player base. This is not going to tide you over very long. So this is where that yes in the short term is the drought over, and no in the long term. I think this is where we're at right now. And as Ion has said, they have something more exciting later. We don't know when that is.
I think we're making great progress on that. So I know I've seen some of the prognosticators and maybe even doomsayers wondering, like, is this gonna be like Warlords? They're just one tier. No, we have, there's gonna be something epic and mind-blowing up next after this, and that's coming along great. Can't wait to talk about it more later in the year.
Okay, so that's 9.2 stuff, I would imagine.
Yes.
So 9.2 stuff. Look at Preach. He's so cute. So 9.2 stuff later on in the year they're going to talk about. I'm thinking that they're going to have to cut the raid short. So it's a 10 boss raid. Maybe you get your ahead of the curve. Maybe you don't. 9.2 at the end of this year. I would think more probable is the beginning of next year. 9.1, from what Ion is saying, it's just filler content. It's just to get us by. I think that where the player base is right now, if we go into another drought where Once again, all there is to do is raid in Mythic Plus, and that's all there is to do. You've got more renown levels to grind, and there's some other things, but I don't think that's enough. And again, this is just my opinion, and I'm not trying to be negative. It's just, I don't think that's enough. So let's get into Korthia. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to show you the introductory writing that you get in the mod. It's almost right at the beginning, and Korthia actually looks good. So let's get into it right now. Let's start with a quick guide on how you get to Korthia and what content you can expect in patch 9.1. So as all the quest lines start with this patch, you're going to go down into the maw, and you're going to get a quest line from Venari, who's going to take you here, there, and everywhere, and you're going to zig and zag, and the jailer's chasing you, and you're going to get to Korthia. And let me show you guys here in real time where this portal is. It's just to the right and behind Venari, subject to change because it's not in the live game yet, but I'm pretty confident it will still be there in the live game. The best part of Korthia is how it looks. I really enjoyed how Korthia looks. The reason 9.1 is called Chains of Domination, there are chains everywhere going up to Torghast. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? That is so cool looking. And there's chains like all over Korthia. I think it's a cool aesthetic. Again, I enjoyed my time there. One of the very first quests you're going to get in Korthia is to obtain your writing. If you are like me and you were lucky enough to get your mom out and you could ride anyways, it's really not a big deal. But for those players who couldn't do it, this is your chance. You're going to go talk to my man Tal Gallen. You're going to get a quest called Who is the Maw Walker? He's going to inspect you. Venari's going to become angry and tell him to knock it off. He's going to give you the reward to use any mount you want in Korthia and the Maw. The long wait is over. You can finally ride in the Maw. This quest takes a little bit longer than I really anticipated, but like I said, I'm showing this to you guys in real time so you know what to expect. This new patch offers flying early on as Blizzard describes it. It's supposed to be given to you through quests because you've already done your Pathfinder Part 1. Supposedly, if you're like me, you had it done way, way early. There's also some things in 9.1 that are really, really good. There's a new 8-boss mega dungeon, Tazavesh, the Veiled Market. There's a new world boss. So there's some more rewards for you, some more transmog. There's more Torghast content. We'll wait and see how that washes out. New mob rewards, changes to your legendary and sockets, a new Mythic Plus season, which for some people is really, really awesome, with a new affix called Tormented, a new PvP season, and really the biggest stickler right here for me, 40 more levels of renown. Like, that's a lot of renown. So if you have to change covenants, now you have to get 80 levels. If you're at the top and you've gotten 40 before in 9.0 and you've gotten your 40 in 9.1 and you want to change covenants, you gotta get 80 more levels of renown in your new covenant. My understanding is that there's a very good catch-up mechanic. We're gonna have to wait and see. You're also going to get new covenant campaigns. You're going to finish out more of that. Finishing it, I'm assuming, I don't know, because we're waiting for 9.2. The best part of 9.1 for me specifically, there's a new 10 boss raid called the Sanctum of Domination. We're going to face off against Sylvanas Windrunner, and I'm telling you right now, that's pretty epic. I'm pretty happy about that. But I want to give you guys a quick reminder. If you're anything like me, you're going to finish this content pretty quick. There's probably, if you're a hardcore player, you've got 10 to 14 weeks of content here. If you're a casual player and you can't play every day, it's going to last a little longer. Maybe you get 24 weeks out of it. Once you're done with the storyline and you're going to be logging in for your Tuesdays, your reset days, to get your Mythic Plus gear out of the vault, if you ran a Mythic Plus, and you're going to raid log. So for the casual player, you're going to run out again, as I said, pretty quickly. If you're like me and you're only going to play one character, I've kind of scaled back a little bit. You're only going to get so much. I'm going to be raid logging and Mythic Plus logging. It's going to happen. So we're just waiting for 9.2. So we're just going to have to be patient. It's going to be okay. And I'm not saying Blizzard isn't doing what they need to be doing, but at the end of the day, the content's not quite there yet. We're just going to have to wait. That's it for me, everyone. Don't forget, I stream on Twitch every day except Wednesday and Sunday. please take the time to subscribe, like, and please ring that notification bell so you know when my next video goes live. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.